Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. Today we're at the Tokyo 600, as you can tell, and today's car of choice is the MC20, the Maserati. We have just tested this around one of our favourite races at the Human Comedy, and it absolutely completed it with ease. We got the first place, we got the gold. We've done the race many times before, and it just proves that there are a number of cars out there that can do it. But how does the MC20 shape up against the regular fleet of AA cars at the Tokyo 600? Can it grind? Can it win the clean race bonus? Can it get first place? Is it a decent car? How does it stack up as one of the fastest out there? Well, let's go take a look at the settings. As we discussed this car, we're going to run sports hards, and we've got 59991. As we discussed when we tried this car at the Human Comedy, we discovered that it came in at around about 620 pp, and we really had to knock it down. Well, my keen interest for here was to make sure we got as much power as possible. So by starting with the straight setup from Kyoto, and as you can see I've edited the Kyoto setup, which probably I shouldn't have done, but that was the base setup. We have made some changes. We've still got front splitter, standard wheels, side skirts, rear valance, and a high level wing with 20 M plates. Sports hard tyres, as said. Suspensions fully customizable, everything default, nothing needs to change. Fully customizable diff, everything default, nothing needs to change. Downforce at the front 109, 400 at the back. ECU fully customizable 100. Ballast positioning still at the 36 left app, there's no ballast on there. Power restrictor at full, so we've got the full power for the track. We have got a fully customizable manual gearbox set to 340, which I believe is default, and count them 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 gears, and we only used 5, maybe 6 around Kyoto. Turbocharger is normal. The anti-lag system's there, but it's not on. Intercooler is normal. Everything else is normal except for racing brake pads. Brake controller is on, but that's set to normal. We'll just have to monitor tyre wear. If the tyre wear is going to be good, we can move that about for balance if we want to. Maybe put it to the front for increased front braking, because we're a bit underpowered with the braking system being normal. We've got no clutch flywheel, it's just normal, no prop shaft, and we have just got the increased body rigidity. No other mods. This car is virtually standard. We haven't done a lot with it. Just suspension, a little bit of brakes, and a gearbox. Settings that we're going to use: traction control 1, default ABS, counter steer assistance on strong, and you'll find out why. Watch out for it, it's a bit of a beast. Controller settings, well, as usual folks, force feedback max torque 5, force feedback sensitivity 6. So nothing more to be said other than got some exciting things to show you at the end. Let's give it a go. So then, fuel map, this is going to be critical. You can see we've probably done 19 or so miles today in the car. That's just been testing, getting this set up right, trying to work out what the balance of power is versus control, stability, handling, I think is a better word. So fuel looks to be pretty critical. It's dropping down already, but speed's carrying on. We're making our way through the pack. Mr. Gallo out front leading us on, and as we do enjoy this race, we're going to brake just before the white lines, just before the hatchings. Going to slow the car down to third gear, try and get it round the corner if we can, or just that front end won't bite. So handling looks like it's a bit of an issue, and as I said, counter steer for a reason. Bounced off the wall number 1. This will make getting the clean race bonus extremely difficult, but how capable is it? Probably could go a bit quicker through there, we'll have to see. 5th gear, 4th gear for the chicane. We won't beat Mr. Blazan this time, but we'll make it up his inside. Traction control was holding us back there. Looking at the fuel gauge, 5.5 as we just clip the wall. Dive up the inside of Mr. Cookabun. Mr. Suswillow waiting for us to make a move. He's going to brake check us here. We're going to try and dive up the inside and shoot all the way through. Bounce off the wall again. over rev the third gear. I really want to be taking these corners in fourth, but we haven't got any damage, so we're just brushing at the moment. I still say the clean race bonus is suspect. Fifth place as we make it down to the braking zone. We're going to brake on the 200. Don't forget the brakes are a bit suspect. Second gear, oh, right around the outside. Follow Mr. Fraga, see if we can follow Mr. Hazal for some draft. Got to leave room for Mr. Fraga there. We're over revving the car. It needs to be driven with all the torque. Low end of the rev range, 5.1 laps of fuel. Let's short shift the way up. We've got to be saving fuel at this point, folks. We've got to get those 6 laps in, and it's a bit shy. So up to third place, that's pretty good so far. A 2:25 out lap isn't so bad. We've had worse. It's not the fastest, but it's better than a 2:30. Chasing down now, we're going to get on the brakes just before these puddles. Got to get this car to turn around, and that's the balance for braking point. That was spot on. Fourth gear down to third to make this corner, get the turn in. Chase Mr. Suswillow. Now, could we sacrifice a few bits of kilograms, so add some extra weight and add some more power down the bottom end? Could we put some engine mods on? Could we? Oh, it just ran wide there. Mr. Suswillow suffered big time. I think this car is quite difficult to handle. It's not 100% predictable. Maybe this is one of those cars that is going to need some tuning of the actual suspension setup itself to make it that more so. But it's lap 2, folks, and we're right behind the lead car. There's fourth gear. That's the gear to be in. That's the speed to go through these corners. Back on the power. Fourth gear in this car. It's geared weirdly with those 8 gears. We're going to dive through those little hatchings. Maybe that's what loses us our clean race bonus. We're alongside the NSX. He's going to cut in and take our racing line. We're going to take it back. He undercut us. That's our own fault. We strayed off the racing line. But second lap's going to be something in the 2:15, 2:14 region. Let's take the draft. We've got just enough fuel. We've done all right there. We have done all right. We've managed to save a bit. Going to go to 8th just as before we get to the line. 184 miles an hour, 2:11. That's pretty good for lap 2. Wowza. I have to say, this could be a contender. There's possibly a 2:08 in this if we can get it really going. Get a good lap flowing on the brakes. Third gear for the turn in. Get it round this corner. Hug that apex. Up to fourth. Back down to third. Let's see if we can gap Mr. Gallo by the end of the first lap. We've got to make this work. There's the 4 laps. So we're good on fuel. Get us to the halfway. Now I'm just looking at the tyres. I think that brake balance needs to go to the front, and I'm doing that through the twisties. Horrible brake balance control on these G29s. I think I probably need to sacrifice left and right window views and go to using the arrows on my left thumb. Oh, I've lost the front end. No steering. No damage. Just entered that corner a bit too fast. Get back to the fuel map. There we go. Braking on the 200. We were hoping to gap Gallo, but messing around with the controls is a rookie problem. Should do it on a straight only when we've got plenty of time. This could be a 2:10. This could be a 2:10. Then we're looking to improve lap 4. Tyres look pretty decent. Just a 10, 210, 756. Let's see how low can you go. This fits the perfect classification for this race. It's a road race car. It's a road car. It's not a race car, but it's kind of a road race class. It's very close to being GT3 for the road, a GR3 for the road, one would say. Just dived in a little bit late. I took my foot off, but we managed to recover that. Just a quarter of a second down, and that was all lost in T1 by not hitting those corners bob on. So the rears are taking a bit of a pounding. I would suggest that's all that downforce. We've got the full 400 on the rear wheels just to try and give us that traction that we so need to drive out the corners. It is impacting our straight line speed though, one must suggest. See if it starts to play a bit with a lower weight fuel. I think this is up there in the top 5 with a bit more of a tweak on the old setup, a bit more of, you know, the bits and pieces I don't do. I just keep standard mods. I make this easy in all sorts of concepts. My word, are we in for a 2:09.5? 2.2 laps of fuel left, and she's absolutely flying. We've got another lap yet where we can really try and hit this. Let's see if we can clean up the first half of the lap. There's a 2:09.4. Ooh, this is a contender, isn't it? .191 as we exit the tunnel climb. Gonna brake just on those hatchings. Dry line's really starting to form, so if we can just stick to that, we're absolutely bob on. Three-quarters of a second up. This makes it a 2:08 on this lap. If we can just get this absolutely nailed. See if we can get the perfect spin round, and then we're on the run into the pits. And looking at the rears, I'm going to have to take a set of tyres. Those rears are not going to last the second half of the race. Second gear will make the corner in. That'll give us a bit better drive out, I think. Oh, nearly half a second up. This will be a 2:08. Absolute pocket rocket, this thing. Oh, a pleasure. It's a bit tricky in the early parts of the lap in traffic, but it could do with a bit more. 2:08.9. We're not going to have a massive amount of fuel difference. So Mr. Gallo goes in. I haven't really given you an update where we've been. We're out first, 10.4 second lead. Gallo in second, who's already gone to the pits. Mr. Suswillow assumes the position in second. Forgive the expression. Mr. Cookabun up to third place. Mr. Hazal up to fourth. Mr. Beauvoir in the AMG in 5th place, Mr. Fraga in 6th, Mr. Blasen in 7th, Mr. Grady in 8th. We're some 20 seconds in the lead at this point. It's our pit-in lap. We're going to have to take a full tank of gas. Just had to really trail brake round that corner, leaving the brakes on. The fronts really don't need changing, but the rears will be in shocking state when we get to the end of this. And for the amount of time it takes to change them, just change them. Let's not worry about it. Brake balance to the front seems to be the way to go. Just softened off on the brake there. Probably braked a bit early with a lighter fuel load. Just a quarter of a second down, but we have been a bit casual. We've got 0.2 left of fuel. Short shift. Ooh. We'll be fine. We'll be fine. Dives into the pits. 27 seconds in the lead. We need to take the fuel. Needed that. It's another warm one today. 6.2 on the fuel stint. If we can get 6.2, still in the lead. It says 28 seconds there. Are we going to lose the lead to Mr. Siswillow? I think so. He's coming past now. We've just got 6 laps of fuel in there. Mr. Beauvoir goes to the pits. No sign of Mr. Gallo amongst the tailors. We only come out in 3rd place, which isn't so bad. Some seconds off the lead, 7 seconds off the lead. Try and say it. Happy days. Going to brake on late. Brake at the normal place. We didn't get up to 8th gear. We are full of fuel and we have a full set of new tyres on, new set of boots, as they say. Threading a needle through there. Whoa, just brushed the wall. 5.8 seconds back. These guys will be pushing to get into their pits this lap. Take their fuel. We're catching them hand over fist. Just bumped that apex, unlucky. Get the hammer down. Fronts and rears already showing. That goes to show how hard she's being driven. Mr. Cookabun and Mr. Suswillow looking slow through the apex there. That counter steer really does give us the ability to push on. Are these guys going to the pits? Can we get their draft? We need to change up early. They're both going in by the looks of it. They do. We assume the lead of the race now. We expect a lot of people to go in, so we're going to be looking for maybe Gallo to come through. Maybe Blasan's going to come through as well. We're just going to short shift. No. Here's Gallo. He's going to come straight up to 2nd place. He does, followed by Solis. We need to spot our braking point. There it is. We're now out in the front. 1 lap earlier than we were. We have the ability here to just start to thrash these laps out, but we've got to be cautious on the fuel. We can't be careless. Purple by 0.3. Point 8 up. So 16 seconds up on Mr. Gallo. He's got another pit stop to go. I'm trying to target a 26-minute race. Although we had a long pit stop, these lap times that are going to be... If this is a 2:08.2, we're good. Just looking at the fuel level, I'm going to have to short shift, so we're not going to be banzai. We're just going to make our way across the line on the 4.0. There it is. A 2:08.195. That's almost a 2:07. This is GTO level of completeness. And the GTO never made it to the overall race, did it? It wasn't one of those we studied. Wow, let's see what we can do. There's plenty of opportunity with this car. Try and bank out to the left a bit. Try and improve the line in. We didn't. We braked too hard at the end. Couldn't get on the power really enough to get out the corner. The car doesn't like throttle for turning. So you've got to be off the throttle to make this one turn in. She does it at speed, but not under brakes. 0.3 down. Can't steer, can't steer, can't steer. Whoa, we really had to slow down to avoid the wall then. Probably should have changed down to third. This will put this in the 210s. Had to use 4th gear to slow the car. And again, when you don't use the gears to slow the car down, it's going to miss those apexes. Yeah, this is going to be a 210 for sure. So, bit of a bite back. The car likes to go, but you get it wrong, it really does penalise you. Does that make it a good grinder? Well, depends what you want from your grind, one would suggest. Speed doesn't come without any risk reward. You've got to have some risk reward. If you're going to thrap it, you're going to have to make sure it has its ability, and you've got to manage that ability too. We're a bit quicker there. We actually saved a bit of time, but this is going to be a 210, a low 210, one would suggest. There's that 210.3, so that's as quick as lap 3, and that's on average where we were. We're quicker though by half a second. We could have been 2 seconds quicker on this lap. That could have been another 2:08. Let's see where she goes. 196. It almost a 200-mile-an-hour car. Mr. Gallo goes in for his pit stop again. We're braking just a fraction late. We are some 22 seconds ahead of Mr. Gallo. We're 33 seconds ahead of Mr. Cookabun. Is there a potential for some lap in here? We've got 2.5 laps to go. I think we arrived at this corner far too quickly by using 6th gear. Much better. Don't see a car in front of us, so just yet we're not on a lapping strategy, but I think we're going to be. I might have to consult my little league table of fastest times. I think I can abuse the rears much more than I have been doing. Let's brake just after the 200 this time. There she is, into the corner. Looking to chase Mr. Gentry down. We are some 37, 38 seconds almost in the lead. I don't really want to rev it out at this point. I'm not going to chase that fastest lap down. Really want to go at it at the last lap. A 2:08.3. We could really hit a 2:07. We really could. We're going to prime that last lap. It might be the wrong tyres, but let's see where we go. 8th gear, 198, 199, there it is. It's a good job we're targeting the last lap, isn't it? Because that was a mess up. 40 seconds in the lead. Mr. Solis relinquishes his 4th place to go to the pits. We missed the apex there. Woo! Wasn't as bad as the last time, but yeah, that's going to knock this down to 2:09. Mr. Gentry is just hiding from us. He's just managing to take the corner before we get there. Now the problem with targeting the fastest lap on the last lap is there could be a very sedentary, and we've got the fuel to do it now, a very sedentary Mr. Gentry sat in the middle of the straight. We've got to see how close we can be to catching him up. We're going to get through that line on time. There was a 2:09.469. This one has got to be the lap. This could be a 2:07 unless we meet that gentleman halfway through the actual corner. We could have been quicker. I don't want to meet him at the tunnel. I'd like to meet him after the complexes corners is done, maybe on the run into the final hairpin. Looks like we're going to meet him here. Oh dear, this could be bad timing. That worked out okay with a little bit of hesitation on the brakes. Let's see where we are. Down by 0.6. Absolutely nailed the right-hander. The left-hander was got. The speed was held back by the traction control and by the counter steer. 46 seconds in the lead. I have to tell you folks, this is up there with the fastest cars for this race. Looking for a 26-minute race. There's a chance this could be a 26:45. We're half a second down, so the fastest lap of the race will be ours. a 2:08.195, not the fastest one out there, but as we charge for the line with 0.2 laps of fuel remaining, this turns out to be a really decent car. We got one car lapped, we're almost 50 seconds in the lead, and there she is. Not a bad addition to the fleet, folks. That will go into my grinding routine as one of the cars that will be there to do the race. He'll also get an honorary place for a couple of laps maybe in the me versus my garage race that we designed and put together. You can do whatever you like with him. So there we are. Excuse me. There we are, folks. Just an absolute rundown. That was absolutely tip top of a car. Should we also see whether we got the clean race bonus? We didn't, and we knew that because we hit the curbs twice, which is a bit of a shame. We managed to avoid the cars. A little bit, you have to probably just be a little bit more reserved in those first couple of laps. But there she is, first place. She's capable. Takes us to 35 and a bit million. And today's ticket is a 4-star roulette ticket. And just for a bit of surprise for you folks, I think we should have 7 tickets. But if you've been counting the days since we've posted a video, well, let's go and have a look, shall we? Here we are at the main home screen, and as you can see, there's special gifts waiting for us. Shall we go and open the tickets and see what we've got? We also need to put oil in that bad boy, look. 164 miles, and she needs an oil change. She's a bit hungry, this one. For a brand new car, that's pretty much what it is. So we got 7 gift tokens. Let's just take the 4 stars and build up to some decent stuff. What do we think we're going to get? Ooh, that's an interesting motor car. It looks like it's going to be cash. Lowest cash value. Adds to the bank balance. I'm not overly bothered. 10 grand. Another 4-star ticket. It's all going to be cash value. The lowest value stops on the right. We get the second one. So what's that, 30k? 30k. I don't mind. Another 4-star. Looks like it's going to be 10 grand of cash, maybe 5. No. Oh. Porsche 911. No, it's a Cayman GT4. I got that one well wrong, didn't I? Need to learn my Porsches. Nope. Okay. That might be tidy, that. But it's actually the GT4. So it's not a road car. No cash, but that's gone straight to the garage. Another 4-star ticket. Here we go. GT4 car for a 4-star ticket. That's alright. Engine. I don't want the Aston Martin invite. Oof. Not happy with that. But beggars can't be choosers. Are we going engine ticket first on the 6-star? Because I know we're all waiting for that one. Let's see where we got for an engine ticket. Let's see what we get. Will it be something new? What will it be? An engine for me. A Mazda 787B91 engine worth 1.2 million that we can't sell. What can that go in? I wonder if that would go in an RX-7 or similar. Another engine swap ticket. This one was from the Manufacturers Cup, so this one could be pretty special. This was for watching the live stream. Same spot. What's it going to be? A Nissan GTR GT500 engine. That'll go in some drift car, one would imagine. Doesn't that actually, isn't that possibly the one? No, it's not the one that goes in the Alpine. That's the GTR17 engine. Right then, folks, this is the one you've all been waiting for. It's the most talked about prize. The most talked about free thing from latest update 1.36. And there she is. Are you ready for the time trial that's going to come for that one? Well, there we go, folks. Thank you for stopping by. I hope you don't mind that little bit at the end. That's just throws in, see what we got. But it is also to say that's your reward for the weekend we've just had. But thank you very much, folks. We'll see you on the next one. All the best. Take care. Take care now.